What is going on, guys? This is Lior and welcome back to the channel. Now, what I thought I would do in this video, a lot of you guys know the real estate market in Boston and most of the country really is just insanely on fire. So what I thought I'd give you is kind of like a behind the scenes view of what it takes to actually list a home today on the market and all the prep work that goes into it. So I'm listing this gorgeous single family right now in the South Shore region of Massachusetts. I will give you guys an exclusive behind the scenes of what I'm doing to prep the listing. I'm gonna give you guys a tour once we have open houses here so you guys can see from start to finish the entire process. The first big thing when you're listing a home is obviously, pictures, photography. That's the obvious stuff you guys are probably aware of. The other things I like to do, especially in the wake of COVID, is get really good floor plans as well as create a 3D tour, right? Because a lot of buyers are still somewhat sensitive to COVID. So by creating 3D tours for them where they can actually walk through the entire house virtually online, kind of saves a trip from them. If they don't like the house, perfect, they don't need to come, right? Especially with open houses today being slammed the way they are. Less traffic is not necessarily a bad thing. So that's really the big first step that we do. My photographer right now is outside taking exterior pictures. He's gonna come in a couple of minutes and then start doing the 3D tour and all the floor plans. So in the meantime, I'm gonna give you guys a super quick tour of the house. But the other big thing I like to do, especially when I first meet with sellers, right? You gotta get the full list of upgrades, right? Because turnkey properties today are incredibly on demand. Buyers want to know exactly what's been done, all the renovations, because it's less hassle for them. Unless you're getting a great price, no one really wants to do a ton of work. And actually, you can see the photographer right behind me. He just sneaked by. Getting that full list of all the custom upgrades, everything that's been done to the house is absolutely key. So you can see behind me, this kitchen was renovated within the last year. I mean, they actually did a really, really nice job. I love this island, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see with that penny tile. I told them right away, I was like, damn, that is good taste. But yeah, that's gonna be a big part of it. Now, of course, the next part that I typically have to figure out with the sellers is pricing, right? Because again, the one thing with the real estate market today, even though it's incredibly on fire, is if you overprice things, right? That's typically when I see people get shot in the foot. So we're gonna have a conversation about pricing, make sure it's priced really, really well so that we get a lot of traction, get a ton of people in the first weekend of open houses, and ideally try to get somewhere between 5 to 10 offers. That's literally just the norm today. By the way, real quick, check out the updated bathroom with glass, really nice. That would be the goal, right? Is get 5 to 10 offers on the table for them to choose from, because that's just how the market's been performing. I also like to figure out exactly some of the big marketing points we're going to be making about the house, right? You always want to find a couple that you really want to harp on. With this is a single family home in the burbs. And if you guys can see behind me, it is literally, there's woods right there. There's no neighbors behind you. There's no neighbors to that side. That's across the street. There's only one neighbor to the left-hand side. So it's a really, really secluded single family. It's got a beautiful lot. You can kind of tell behind me, they've also got a pool. So those are gonna be the big things I'm gonna play up, right? Because, especially in the wake of COVID, that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants a single family in the burbs, ton of outdoor space, deck space. Some people really want their pools like these folks here, so that's great. But you always wanna find a couple of things to really, really harp on and really, really market when you're putting up a listing. So these are definitely gonna be some of the factors that I'm really, really gonna pronounce in the listing. So that's gonna be all the interior prep, that we're gonna do for the house. We should be able to turn around all the marketing materials within a couple of days and host open houses this weekend. So once we actually get to that, I'll obviously show you guys a turnaround. I'm expecting a lot of vehicles here, especially the condition of this home. I mean, it's super, super nice. I mean, really renovated. This is bread and butter of what people want today in a single family. So it is open house day now. It is Saturday. We're gonna be doing 2 open houses this weekend. And I'm super excited. Sellers are super excited. They called me at 7:30 this morning asking me a couple of questions. I know they're super excited. They're actually gonna be leaving the house for the weekend. They don't want, they cleaned it up and they just said they'd rather be outside and not come back while we're doing open houses, which is totally fine. They're actually gonna go drive and check out a new construction listing that they're thinking about buying, so that'll be cool. But yeah, we're excited. We launched the whole listing. I'm looking at all my paperwork here. I'm ready to go for the open house. We got our listing sheets, spec sheets, sign-in sheets, disclosures, all that fun jazz. So we're gonna head over. I think it's gonna be a pretty huge turnout. You know, I looked up a number of views on Zillow already, number of views on Redfin, and it's already listed as a hot home. So I think we're gonna have a pretty packed house. It's supposed to be April, but it is like 30 degrees outside. I'm gonna have to put on some more clothes. Still gonna stop and get my Starbucks and head out to the open house. All right, it is like 25 minutes before the open house begins. I'm all set up, lights are on. I got all of our sheets, everything's ready to go. I'm, like I said, expecting a huge turnout today. I just think there's gonna be a ton of people. I'm walking this house and it is so nice. The lot is huge. I mean, this is literally what everyone wants today. So I'm gonna host it. I'm gonna show you guys what kind of traffic we get, and boom, let's go. All right, so it is now Monday after the weekend of open houses. As I suspected, it was pretty crazy. Both Saturday and Sunday were slammed up. I was literally jumping from buyer to buyer, talking to people. You know, buyers were loving it, right? I mean, it was renovated, single family, garage parking, 2001 construction, massive lot, huge backyard, pool, gazebo slash cabana. You know, it's kind of like the suburban dream today, right? We actually ended up getting 3 offers that I just reviewed with the seller. We had one cash offer, which was good because it was cash, but the price wasn't blown away by it. And then we had a couple of other financed offers. The financed offers, one of them really blew it away, you know, so we're gonna go with them. They came in way over asking, which is kind of the norm today, right? You gotta be very aggressive. So, you know, after kind of talking about the risks and the positive negatives of each type of offer, you know, we decided to go with that high price tag one. So we're gonna start working with that buyer over there. You know, the sellers here, they're actually about to get their offer accepted on another place. So we're gonna start doing a little maneuver back and forth. That's what I kind of wanted to show you guys, right? Was kind of that full behind the scenes of what it takes to list a property today, right? You know, from day one where you're doing the marketing, the pictures, getting everything ready, to the open houses, and then to analyzing the offers, kind of understanding the different risks, rewards of each type of offer. You know, it's kind of a lot of work. You need to really understand what you're comfortable with, what the seller wants prioritized. So hopefully that gives you kind of guys an idea of what goes on in the background. As always, if you guys have any questions, any comments, just shoot them below and I will definitely help you out.